Alright, so I just got back home from school. My mom dropped me off at home, and I'm home alone currently right now. And today has been an interesting day for multiple reasons. I mean, my friend got suspended from school today. I mean, I don't know what my other friends did, but one of them did, and that's pretty down bad, honestly. A few people annoyed me today. I mean, I honestly was about to throw hands with a few people. I mean, I was this close from swinging, honestly, dude. My buttons were being pushed today. But worst of all, I was scrolling through my YouTube recommended in my English class, and I ended up finding a video of a woman who's literally insane, alright? And I don't say that with a grain of salt, because she literally purposely made herself blind, and I mean that when I say it, and I'm genuinely serious. Like, she's insane. Now, trust me, you're gonna want to watch this video, so make sure to stick to the end, because it's honestly gonna get crazy. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video. But before we do, if you guys don't mind, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for two reasons. One being that vegan teacher is trying to pass me in subscribers currently, and you subscribing will keep me in the lead of this war. And second of all, I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers, so if you could subscribe right now, that would honestly mean the world to me. But yeah, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the video.
I went blind on purpose, but I don't feel it was a choice.
Okay, so can you please tell me how you purposely make yourself blind, but then you say you feel like it's not a choice? Like, bro, didn't you take the, I can't speak. How do you purposely make yourself blind, but then proceed to say it wasn't a choice? Like, bro, you literally took the step to do this. You took the step to, endure this pain. So I don't understand how it's not a choice. I mean, like, seriously, how do you wake up in the morning and you're like, you know what? I'm tired of seeing. I honestly don't like opening my eyes in the morning, looking around, observing what's around me. Nah, I just want an absolute black screen when I get up out of the bed. Like, honestly, I don't want to see anything. Just make it seem like it's a blindfold over my face.
For most people, going blind would be a nightmare, but for Jewel Chooping it was the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. She suffers from a rare condition called body integrity identity disorder, which led her to deliberately take her own sight.
When there's nobody around you that feels the same way, you start to think that you're just very crazy. I don't think I'm crazy. I think I have a disorder.
Now listen, I'm extremely sorry about this disorder. I mean, honestly, I don't want to really speak on that because, I can't relate to having anything like that, so I don't want to offend anybody. But still, it's like, out of all things you could want to do, why would you want to take your eyesight? Like, I mean, that's honestly one of the most valuable things you have as a human being able to see. So how could you just be like, willingly, let's just give this away. I don't even want this anymore. You know what? Just throw it out of there.
BIID means that you have a need to be disabled in some way. In my case, it was a need to go blind.
9 years ago, Jewel took the drastic decision to blind herself, and she researched the methods she would use.
I found that lye is very painful, although it does get the job done. I found that drain cleaner is a little less painful, although it does a lot of damage to the eye. Because drain cleaner was easily available to me, I went with that.
Bro, that is honestly like just so terrible. Like something you use to literally clean like rust and all of that stuff out of your drains and to literally get like germs. I could actually speak. But like seriously, something you used to get, yuck out of your sink and whatnot is being used to blind yourself. Like what type of demon time are you on though? And we know that was painful. Like having that in your eyes was definitely painful. So I just don't understand how anyone would willingly want to put this, to themselves or give themselves this type of pain.
She found a psychologist willing to help her, and after 2 weeks of working together to make sure she was ready, they carried out Jewel's plan.
I laid down on the sofa and he sat next to me. Dropped 2 drops into each eye. My eyes were screaming. I had some drain cleaner going down my cheek, burning my skin. In the moment, all I could think of was, I'm going blind, it's gonna be okay.
I understand it was her choice, but like, I somewhat still feel like, the guy who did this to her should be put in jail or have some kind of consequences because he should at least try to, talk her out of it. Or in my opinion, it should be illegal to have someone be able to, self-inflict harm as dangerous or, as lethal or, I don't know what the word would be for it, but as literally like high-risk dangerous that this is. Like, those are high high risk chemicals. I can't speak English, but those are very, very, very dangerous chemicals that she was being exposed to. And the fact that, you know, this guy willingly was just like, doop, doop, 2 drops in each eye is kind of a little weird. But I mean, hey, she is an adult. She can think for herself. And, you know, it was her decision and she made it. And, well, it is what it is.
After waiting half an hour to make sure the damage was done, the psychologist took Jewel to hospital, where doctors fought to save her sight.
When I woke up the following day, I was joyful until I turned on my back, opened my eyes, and could see the TV screen. I was so enraged, and I thought that it hadn't worked.
How do you open your eyes and become furious at the fact that you can actually see what's in front of you? Like, bro, y'all got some different struggles out here, man. Like, I'm over here mad because I can't get some cane. Y'all over here mad because you can't go blind. Like, whoa, chillax here. I get it, man. You don't want to see, but why are you mad? Why are you mad that you can see, dude?
Then over about 6 months, the sight in both eyes slowly went away. I was so happy. I felt that this was who I was supposed to be.
While Jewel was happy, her actions cost her her relationship with her family. But this was something she'd been building up to throughout her life.
I first developed the idea that I need to be blind when I was around 6.
How were you just chilling at the age of 6 and say to yourself, I'ma be blind? Like, seriously, what, comes upon you to be like, you know what, I don't want to see anymore. You know this teddy bear in front of me? Nah, I don't want to see it. I just want to have nothing but blackness, darkness right in front of me. Like, I genuinely want answers because this is nowhere near normal. Some things just really baffle me, honestly. I just don't understand what could be rushing through people's head to make them think this.
Years old. I was told by my mother that if I looked into the sun, I'd go blind, and so I stared into the sun for hours on end. Thinking about being blind made me feel comfortable. I was blind simming, which is pretending to be blind. Becoming blind was definitely a difficult decision to make. I tried to avoid it, but it kept coming up in my head.
You know, I honestly feel so bad for her, but I'm so confused at the same time because, you know, it really sucks that she has to, you know, deal with something like this because I understand it's kind of like a disorder. But it still baffles me how you could, like, go through with that in your head and be like, you know what, I'm gonna go blind. Like, I don't want to see because, like, seeing is such a crucial part of life. Like, in order to drive, you have to be able to see. In order to walk, you pretty much have to be able to see. I mean, you know, there is ways if you're blind, you know, naturally or born naturally, you know, blind. You have, you know, a cane or you have sticks that can, you know, help you find your way around and, you know, just things that can help you and assist you if you are, you know, naturally born blind. Or just, you know, eventually go blind in general because that has happened in some cases. But for this, it's like, bro, you lose so much that people who are blind wish they could have. Like, people who were unfortunately, you know, born blind or, you know, they eventually develop blindness, you know, it's very sad because they would love to be in your position to be able to see, and you just took that away from yourself. I'm not one to usually say stuff like this, but that's offensive and that's very, very, very disrespectful. Like, honestly, because that's something you're born with, you get me? Like, you know, that's something you were blessed to have, and, you know, you just take that away. Like, it's literally just spitting in someone's face at that point. Like, that is just, it's sad, man. It really is.
And by the time I was 21, it was a non-stop alarm that was going off.
As extreme as Jewel's case sounds, she is not alone. Dr. Michael First is a leading expert on the condition. He even coined the term BIID to describe it.
A lot of people who have this just live with it, but they don't take that step of actually actualizing it. But a significant minority of people with this have the feeling so strongly that they will go and do something to make it happen.
You know, it really, really, really is sad. Like, now that the doctor is, explaining it, like, it just makes it even more sad because it isn't just a designated thing, and it's an unfortunate thing. And I can't even lie to you, it does definitely make me, you know, feel bad for her, but at the same time, I still can't fully, like, just, I just don't know, man. It's hard, man. It's hard because, like, I understand it's a disorder, but it's still hard for me to even grasp the idea that, you know, this is a thing because, like, honestly, I've never really heard of this, and it's really sad that people people go through this, dude. Like, wanting to make yourself go blind it really, of course, like, isn't funny at all. It's not a good thing that it actually happens. Like, it just sucks, man. This is really, really unfortunate.
Our job is to reduce suffering however it's possible. The question is, what can be done? People have tried therapy, they've tried medication. None of those have really been successful. The ethics of whether it is okay to take a normal person and make them disabled is, I think you could make it an ethical case that if you conceptualize this as treating a condition, then it's okay to do it. The big fear, of course, is somebody goes ahead and gets an amputation and becomes disabled and then changes their mind. I'd like to encourage people to do what makes sense to make them feel better, but this is such a drastic move that it's hard to encourage.
Initially apprehensive, Jewel has now told her friends in the blind community about how she took her own sight.
If they aren't quite accepting of you anymore, please don't be surprised, because that's pretty much insulting them, like, straight up to their face, like I said, because you're going blind willingly when they did not have a choice at all. Like, they literally were not able to have any say-so whatsoever. So if some food starts flying, don't be surprised, alright? Like, honestly, because, listen, dude, you're offending people. This is very much so a spit in the face.
Told her that I didn't care, that I think there's no resentment for her voluntarily taking her eyesight. That's not who I am.
I just don't think I've ever known anyone who had that condition. I think there's a lot understood in the medical community, but I'm sure that by what happened to you, it will be helpful to somebody else.
Hey, Joel. How's it going?
Oh, hi, y'all. Does this affect our friendship at all?
No, actually, I want to thank you for sharing it with me. I think it's a really inspiring story, actually, because you've overcome a lot here. You're a very positive person. You contribute a lot to the blind community, and I think that's a great thing.
Now, Jewel hopes her story will help other people in her position.
You know, I really like how everybody was accepting of this. Like, I really like that, because at the end of the day, no matter how weird, or not even weird, how surprised I may be by this, I honestly respect the fact that, you know, she overcame. Because, dude, believe it or not, going blind, like, being physically, like, blinded by chemicals, dude, like, having chemicals being poured into your eyes and literally, like, burning away at your tissues in your eyes, that's not good feeling, dude. It doesn't feel good. So all of my respect goes out to her, honestly. But, you know, I can't conquer this alone, so I'm gonna be passing it off to Briz. He's gonna react to some more random weird stuff. So, yeah, without further ado, Briz, take it away and don't let us poo on ourselves. Now, I know exactly what we're gonna have Briz react to. We're gonna have him react to a guy who made his hair literally glued together on purpose. Like, we got a girl who made herself go blind. Now we're gonna be reacting to a guy who literally damaged his hair on purpose. So let's go.
My hair will not comb.
I wonder if deaf people throw up gang signs when they drown. So this woman looks like Frieza from Dragon Ball Z if he took a perk 30 instead of a Senzu bean, is known as Avian. And if you're like me, you're probably wondering why in the flippin' flying fuck she's slapping Gogurt out of her scalp. Yep, there they go, off to Auschwitz. And speaking of it, looking at one of the survivors. So yeah, if you're like me and wondering why this deranged animal is slapping away the double blast berry Danimal out of her hair, well, that's because pink hair Claire over here looks like a failed aborted member of the Addams family. This brave soul that looks like she just crawled out of Marilyn Manson's asshole decided to strike up the courage and have the balls to steal to dump Gorilla Glue on top of her head, solely for the purpose to get TikTok famous and get a GoFundMe raised for her so she can get it removed and earn free money. Is she the dumbest person on earth? No, butter my nipple and call me a cripple, not by a landslide. Is she the smartest person on earth? Probably. See, I feel like y'all are just not seeing the bigger picture. You're not giving credit when credit is due. You don't see the power of this incest celestial. Now, one thing I can tell you that determines a woman of class is the way she puts on her eyeliner. And oh baby, does this one take the cake, if not the whole ass bakery. Fucking hell, I don't even know if Paris Hilton can compare to this shit. Nothing screams like I'm top of the first class and having my eyeliner look like the back of a Glenn doll's ass. Bro, her eyeliner looks like the vagina of a silverback gorilla. Actually, that's probably an insult to gorillas. They're smarter than this woman. All jokes aside, I really don't know what the fuck this no-nipple Neanderthal was thinking when she did this shit. At this point, it's either hot water or go bald. Like, you out here sitting on your bathroom floor looking like a fucking infant that's covered in amniotic fluid. This bitch probably crawls on all fours going up the stairs. I feel like we're just looking at Little Pump's Movie Star Planet character. She almost resembles Dr. Nefarious from Ratchet and Clank if they made like a low-budget indie version called Ratchet and Skank or some shit. Or maybe I'm not looking looking into the lore like hard enough, maybe it's like a director's cut version of Monster High, where Draculaura just dropped out of high school and became like a bisexual Zoomies employee. Bro, her hair's looking like a half-melted Twizzler.
I ain't desperate, got a death wish. Shawty wake up every morning, got a Zanny and her lettuce for breakfast.
Alright, welcome back, ladies and ladies with dicks. My bad on not posting for a little bit. I was down bad, pretty much under the floorboards, just drenched in the damn trenches. But just as our faithful president once said, I may trip over some stairs, but I ain't never tripping over no bitches. Motherfucker was slipping on the stairs more than Jim Lahey from the Trailer Park Boys. That bitch went fumbling. It was like I was watching that one vegetable bitch from SpongeBob that fell down the stairs, but I put it in reverse. This motherfucker acting like he was on a total wipeout course. This bitch is worse going up the stairs than Jason Derulo is. And he looked like he was doing some sort of taijutsu down the stairs, some Leaf Hurricane type action. This is like Kamala Harris's assassination attempt. She like oiled up the stairs when no one was looking.
No, they've been calling him Sleepy Joe for years, but this time I'm gonna really put that bitch to sleep. I'm gonna do it using my own methods. They gonna call me Scary Harry by the time I'm done.
What this bitch don't know is I'm gonna be president by midterms.
Minnesota!
You know, I feel like we... Holy shit, that was like Killer Croc trying to put on a condom. That just like ripped everywhere. My trachea, I think, just snapped. If there's one thing that's more important than your college tuition, your tax form, and the hair on your nutsack, it's internet fame. Clout is just taking over the world by storm, by a whole ass 7C fucking plague. People will do just about anything and everything in order to get that power, like they're chasing after the fucking Tesseract, but in reality it's just, you know, 100 views on a YouTube video or 5 likes on a Tumblr post. Hey Jedediah, come film this. We're gonna diamond test our grandpa's kidney stones. This will get a few views on Credit Karma. Come here, Billy Bob, lift up big Paul's shish kebab. Ooh-wee, flat deer on a piss rock. Ooh, goddamn. His chicken skin duffel bag looks more saggier than a half-seasoned oyster. God damn, look at the walls and the skin of his balls. I bet in his prime time, Bramps was out here giving his bitches cramps. It probably smelled like an Arizona State frat house when he was done with them. His bowels were probably exploding more than a Galaxy Note 8 on an airplane. Oh, what do you mean the video got taken down for nudity? Like, the shit people do for clout is honestly just impeccable. It shocks me each and every time looking at it as well. Like, you know, you just thought you could never be unexpected for the expected to come. But just like Alex Adams Urethra at the porn shoot, I busted a nut of biblical proportion. Almost had a whole ass continental drift from the power that came out my white stiff. I was shooting out more loads than a conveyor belt at a FedEx warehouse. And it wasn't a nut of pleasure or anything of the sort. Matter of fact, it was a blast of true aghast. My eyes and ears were scarred, paralyzed from the waist down. I thought CPR was about to be administrated, and it was all from what I had to see and listen to from the trifling troglodytes that would probably harvest their own appendix if it saved them 500 views on a fucking Venmo video. I swear, these bellowing bitches will get 5,000 likes on a TikTok and say, I used to be watching movies until my life became one. Wait, what do you mean I'm getting evicted? You're telling me this apartment complex doesn't accept Kohl's cash? But yeah, shit's getting wild out here, man. There's literally people who die over challenges they see on the internet, and I'm all for natural selection, but it's still sad to see misguided people get inspired by the wrong influencers and see them doing something that's so obviously staged and fake, but then convey it like it was a Charlie Puth ball slapping truth, and sadly it's just not the case. For example, one couple that were fasting more than Gandhi on Ramadan for a viral video thought it'd be a great idea to shoot a 50 caliber round into a book, which sounds perfectly fine, right? You know, maybe a few offended noble bookworms out there that might have been like, shit, that could have been A Court of Thorns and Roses. That's a really good read. Well, unfortunately, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you guys cared more about the book than the actual people themselves. The boyfriend thought it would be a perfect fucking idea to use the book as a shield against the 50 caliber bullet. They weren't only gonna shoot the book, they were gonna shoot the book with the boyfriend using it as a sort of like deflector defense. He was just using it as like a BO2 riot shield, and of course you can already predict how that went out. The girlfriend shot the gun, the bullet went right through the fucking book with no problem whatsoever. It's almost like it went through pieces of paper. Oh yeah, I forgot that's because it did. And let's just say the video didn't explode, but the man's chest did. Yeah, trying to defend a 50 cal bullet with a book is like trying to hide in a bush to defend yourself from a flamethrower. Like, I just don't know how stupid you can be. I don't know how you think like a thickness of the book can vary whether what page the bullet will stop. Like, oh, don't worry, honey, I got Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This bitch ain't making it past page 104. Like, I'm sure Steve Rogers over here, when he held up his novel 2 of Captain Underpants, thought he was holding up Captain America's vibranium shield. Like, it's instantly just gonna bounce off without any collision whatsoever. It's not even gonna make it scratch into the book. Listen, you can stand behind the wall of Fort Knox and that shit would still fly right through you like a crackhead busting through the front door at Target during a Black Friday sale. And really just put the bread on the butter, the cocaine to Paris Hilton's nose. They had their 3-year-old daughter watching this whole entire thing. You know, she was just playing with her shapeshifter. She looked up and saw her father getting executed.
Oh, hey, mommy, what daddy doing with my coloring book?
Oh my! And really just rub your meat on some bratwurst to make this shit 2 times worse. Apparently this is supposed supposed to be a prank originally. I don't know who exactly got pranked here. Maybe the dude that just got blasted through the dome. You know, you got me there. That's a true knee slapper and a thigh gapper right there. You got me throwing shoulders and shitting boulders and some hearty laughter. Nothing like manslaughter in front of your own daughter to get the hoots and hollers. Ain't that right, Cletus? I mean, I just don't understand how this is a prank. I mean, what would you even call, what would you even title this? Pranking my girlfriend by tricking her into helping out with my assisted suicide? Gone right? And this is just one example of the many incidents that happened that are like similar to this. For like I remember last month, there was a dude that died because he decided to try to rob his friend, but he didn't tell his friend that it was a prank because he doesn't realize that most of his YouTube pranks are actually staged. You just can't run up to random people like you're Jack the Ripper about to stab them and say, oh, it's just a prank, look, the camera's over there. And unfortunately, his friend didn't know it was a prank, so he thought that somebody was actually about to stab him, so he pulled out a gun and flat out shot him, only to like Scooby-Doo unmask him and realize that it was his own friend. And the sad thing is the guy actually died. He got shot by his friend, only for his friend to realize that he shot him, so now his friend has to live with the guilt that he killed his own friend by accident.
Bro, half the TikTok dances look like Doctor Strange powering up.
I feel like the youth or like younger people are just being misguided. They just watch one prank video from a prank channel that uploads once a week and automatically emulate their lives to be like that. They want to be like that. They think that if you get enough clout, then your life is completely filled. You lived up to your fullest point. It's gone full circle. You found the healing to all the wounds that you suffered. You could be the saddest, obese, beluga whale built bitch out here looking like Filthy Phil and have your Gerber servers sag down to the floor so much they look like used coffee filters. But not to worry, if you get enough internet clout, you'll automatically transform into a raw chat, an apex of sex, have 6 steamy abs like you just went through Captain America's radiation chamber. I swear, motherfuckers act like if you get 5,000 followers, you're on the track to becoming Tagoro or some shit. I just hate how misguided these kids are with that shit, because they automatically just think that they're gonna be on like the track to success if they do what they see their favorite YouTubers doing, because they look happy, they look like they're smiling ear to ear, but in reality, as soon as they turn that camera off, they go down in their basement and jerk off the Vogue magazines for 6 hours while Marvin's Room's playing in the background. Like, it's just, they don't have this joyous life that everybody thinks that they have. Like, everybody goes through struggles, everybody has different emotions. So when they see an obviously staged prank of a guy going up to a girl and then grabbing, hitting her ass and then making out with her or some shit after playing a game of rock, paper, scissors, these people automatically think if Prank Man Dan can do that shit, then I can do it too. What do you mean I can't kiss people in the daycare? And this last example, but it's certainly not the least, this one woman that went on Dr. Phil, her name's Ava. As you can see, she has so much makeup and foundation on her face, she looks like a Beverly Hills Beetlejuice. Anyways, this trifle trog that looks like an inbred tree frog thought it would be a terrific idea to speed run to get the coronavirus, and she did this by licking public toilet seats and recording herself doing it, and then posted it calling it the Coronavirus Challenge. Right, Kevin the Pickle Lips over here thought it'd be a great idea to make a whole joke out of a new rising world pandemic. Bro, her lips look like 2 Krabby Patties stacked together. This bitch's soup coolers look like Jinx from Pokemon. And honestly, the best part about all this is that she constantly advocates herself to be this hot, rich, and iconic woman. She literally said she was born to be famous. She was born to see the stars, walk on the red carpet. And her first steps on the journey to stardom is licking a toilet seat. On camera. And that's when the Lord really just answered my blessings, just pretty much just sent a gift from the heavens to me when I was on my journey on finding idiots. I looked up shitty content and I found this woman on the top of the first page. I'm talking highest result. And that's probably not the only result she's been seeing. Yes, she probably failed her SAT scores, but she's getting a lot of STD ones coming back soon. She probably passed the hepatitis B test without even studying. She probably gave one too many dudes in the community college Slurpees, and now she has type 2 herpes. But this woman decided to take the wrong advantage of a trending topic. A trending topic that you should never recreate because it happened by accident. If you guys don't remember, a few months ago, a girl accidentally dumped a whole ass pound of Gorilla Glue on top of her head. She thought it was a hair product. Rookie mistake, you know, it happens to the best of us. Love having my head feel like the ass cheek to the Statue of Liberty. She ended up, you know, having to get some medical treatment for that. She raised a lot of attention online by posting herself. She did it by accident though, so you can't really hate her. I mean, you can just call her an idiot because that's what she was, but she wasn't trying to inflict harm on herself just for the sake of attention. But just like the domino effect, once one thing happens, as soon a whole chain starts. It's like opening the tunnel to Demon World. There's just gonna be swarms flying out, and I tracked down one person that purposely dumped a whole ass clump of Gorilla Glue on top of her head and then demanded money from a GoFundMe in order to treat her hair. At that point, I would call Make-A-Wish because we're going bald in this bitch. There's no way in hell I would even try to attempt to save my hair from that. But it's not even the principle of that. It's the principle that she did it on purpose just for the sake that she can get attention put to her name and then use that attention to make money off of it. And this brave soul, this absolute absolute saint that looks like she just crawled out of Miley Cyrus's tank, decided to put her life on the line, give us updates live from the scene right in the middle of a natural disaster. She was giving us more updates than Mark Watney on a broken generator. She was going absolutely crazy. It was like a white mom posting on Facebook what she got from Bath and Body Works. It was just never ending. And I thought, why torture myself when I can torture you guys with me? You know, just in the laws of masturbation, you ain't busting chromies without your homies. So without any more blabbering, let's take a look at the woman that has her nose looking like an upside down ice cream cone from Handles. Try to wax away her hair that looks like a half melted velvet candle.
Y'all, I'm on my way to the hospital right now. My scalp is burning.
Looks like someone blowtorched a bunch of beef jerky sticks on top of your scalp.
I need to go to the hospital so they can remove this Gorilla Glue. I have no idea what to do. I tried washing it. It doesn't come off.
Yeah, I need to go to the hospital.
So I'm really loving the apparel right here. You know this woman loves to dress to impress. As you can see, she got her fit from the back room of a Journey store. And I think the hoodie color really just complements the cremated Laffy Taffies that are resting on top of her head. You know, a nice little Roy Purdy pink and green combo going on right here, except that shit looks like the back swamp water of a Louisiana state park. But I could be wrong. Maybe there are a few H&M employees that got a little shooken up, offended that I say such things to such a luxurious outfit. I mean, hell, Ian Connor would wear that shit. He would probably commit Rule 34 with this 34th of that greasy piece of fleece. The shades himself, not even Louis Van Vuitton could even wear. That shit looks like a paint swatcher you would find in the back of a Home Depot. And flick my dick and call me John Wick. That eyeliner once again, shit's looking more blacker than good Charlotte in a power outage.
I'm having a fucking panic attack. I'm having a fucking panic attack. Yeah, my fucking it's burning. I'm sorry, I just can't drive the car. I'm having a fucking attack.
What in fuck's name?
Sounds like the fucking final moments of a Titanic passenger. And it seems like her hair has evolved into stage 2. It kind of looks like what I would think if you put fruit roll-ups into a crock pot. And who the hell knows what stage 3 is gonna be. This rock-type Pokemon has not met her final form yet. She could probably evolve into the thing from Fantastic Four by the time this shit is over with. But yeah, it seems like she finally realized after 2 hours that maybe dumping a whole ass pound of Gorilla Glue on top of your head for money is not a good idea. So she's starting to have a panic attack. And just like any sane and rational person would do when they start to have a panic attack, she decided to whip out her phone and record herself pretty much like flailing her hands like a fucking pigeon trying to flap away. And she started slapping and scratching her head like a fucking Flintstone, wondering why it wasn't coming out like it was SpongeBob when he got an algae infection. Slapping her head more than Tojo at a court trial. When that didn't work out, when she realized that it wasn't like a symbiote, she just couldn't slap the Gorilla Glue off her, she decided to forward into plan B, take the next best step, which is pretty much just throw on a whole ass Academy Award winning acting performance, something that would blow the socks and the balls off Ryan Gosling if you ever saw it. She decided to have a heartbreaking meltdown, something that'll really just pull the heartstrings of anybody that watches this. But here's the one thing that's kind of weird. Usually when you have a breakdown, you start crying, there's supposed to be tears that come out of your eyes. But in this instance, her eyes are drier than a camel's asshole if it was stuck in a sandstorm. Now, by no means am I saying this woman doesn't look strong. I mean, hell, she looks like a failed member of the Ginyu Force, maybe like a mutant in the X-Men universe. I feel like you would actually have tears if you're crying, but there's no types of fucks going on in those eye ducts. There's absolutely nothing. It's a dry gutter. And I feel like she realizes this too, so she decides to wrap up this video with some verbal queefing sounds. I mean, it sounds like she was trying to bohemian beatbox at the end. I was about to point to a DJ and say, kick that shit.
I'm having a fucking panic attack. My fucking I'm having a fucking
What does it sound like, a drowning yodeler?
Thank you so much, Bruce, for hopping on the video, but I quickly just want to thank you guys for the support on the channel. It's honestly been insane. Like, you guys have been going off recently, so thank you so much. We're approaching 200k very, very soon, and we're gonna have 500k subs, mark my word. But yeah, without further ado, I just want to say I love you all. I appreciate everything you've been doing, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day, and yeah, I'm out. Peace.